Scorpios, hello, hello, my loves. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Welcome to my currently basically empty kitchen. Still in the process of getting everything. So, yeah, but I'm super excited to be here. Super happy to have you guys here with me. Scorpios, we have the fault line, the mask, and the riddle, the empty room, the kiss, and the vision. Scorpios. I mean, the fault line, the mask, and the riddle. The mask is the idea, like it's an image that you can't just take it on and off. Like you are or you aren't. Right? And I just kind of feel like there's this idea of like this this image that feels broken internally, but it's not broken externally. And trying to figure out, how do you break through that last layer? How do I break through that? I'm so close. And I just feel like contemplating I don't know, I just feel like game planning. You're game planning something. You're game planning a way to, I don't know, I just feel like reinvent yourself. The vision and the kiss. I mean, the vision is the idea of like the big picture vision, right? Like what do I envision for my life? Not like what do I envision for my day? Not how do I envision the next 6 months? The vision is the idea of like what do I envision for my life? Because when you step back and you look at it in really big context, like big picture context, it's so much easier to like figure out what steps you need to take in order to achieve those goals. And when you big picture something, that gives you the opportunity to create smaller goals that enable you to see progress toward whatever goal it is that you have for yourself. Ultimate goal. Big G goal. Okay. I mean, it's good. It's all good. The kiss is the idea of, I mean, this is my favorite relationship card because it's just that idea of like, no matter what, you know that you can reach out your hand and that person will be there. Right. And it also is, yeah, I mean, it's sex, it's passion, it's intimacy, it's knowing because I don't know, because people come and go, right? And you can know somebody for a period of time, but they're not always that person who's there. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is not a temporary person for you. It's not a temporary, it's a lifelong goal. Okay, Scorpios. I feel like for some of my Scorpios, there's a relationship that we're talking about. For other of my Scorpios, it can just be figuring out, like your directions in life and what direction you want to go and why you want to go it in that way. Like if I could envision like the most wonderful version of my life, what would that look like? Well, how would I get to that? I don't know. I think of one of my Scorpios. And if you're watching, I hope you're writing your jokes down, but he's so funny and has so much charisma and kind of, likes the idea of being a comedian, so like that would be like a big, huge goal. Like, what would you small term goal that, well, that doesn't really have anything to do with what job you're working or, like anything like that. You're like part of what makes comedy so funny is that it's typically your life experience, like, and it's funny because it's relatable because you're not alone in your experiences. And yet part of what makes the experiences funny is that they're so unique, but do with that what you will. Anyways, I just shared that as an example because I think that, like if it's not a relationship, then it's something that you like, you really, really want. But really, really wanting something and sticking to it and really doing it means that, like, no matter what, you're with that goal. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what, like, as long as I have my vision about where it is that I'm getting, I don't feel as overwhelmed by the steps that I take getting there, as long as I know I'm actively taking the right steps. And if that's just, like working a job and like doing the thing that you love on the side, like I would love to be able to do something like this professionally, but I'm just like, I love it so much that I have to work a job to support myself. I'm going to do this anyways. You know what I mean? Because I have a vision with it. But however it plays out for you, it doesn't have to be a relationship. But there is a sense of feeling like you're trapped in an identity. What? Like, you're not, so take the comedian example. You're working a job and like, and you're putting some sets together and you're showing up at open mics and you're doing these things. Like, that's not your identity isn't of a comedian, and so you're trying to break through that final layer of like, how can I make this my identity, right? However that plays out for you, because there's just an idea of lack, an idea of manipulation, an idea of feeling like you were this was in the Cancer read too, just like feeling like you were out of control. There's things that are out of my control. And so, like, I'm just trying to like control the things I can control. But for some of you, if you're trying to control the things you can control, and I love my Scorpios so fucking much, but y'all are your movements are very, I guess secretive would be the word that I would use, but protected and, like guarded, I don't know, like all of these things. But when you have that energy that you're operating from, there's sometimes accompanies this mentality of like, eat or be eaten, play or get played. You know what I mean? And a Scorpio can smell something a mile away, and they can, like, and they will, and or anticipate something, and I think situate things emotionally, just like situating people emotionally to like get them to do what you want them to do. Is that always a bad thing? I think that it depends on how close you are with that person and like what context you're doing that in, because, like, I'm not here to tell you, like where you need to draw that line. Because it's just the way that you operate, and I get that. But also, like, there are times when you can anticipate people, but there's also times when you genuinely know people and you genuinely can anticipate their needs, and you genuinely can, and and it's used in a healthy, positive manner, right? It's the good side or the bad side, right? And it's kind of like in a healthy, positive context that looks like somebody who's very emotionally aware of the people around them. They can feel the mood shift, and they can, like accommodate accordingly, and like they can anticipate their needs and in a positive, healthy way. Whereas an unhealthy one can anticipate like a reaction, or anticipate, well, yeah, I mean, an emotional reaction oftentimes, and they can play on that and they can move it in the direction they want it to go, so that they feel like they're in control of somebody's emotional state. I don't know, that got deep. That got deep, didn't it? Yeah, we went from comedy to controlling people's emotions. Yeah. Well, there's a spectrum to these things, and, it can resonate with you in different ways at different levels. But, with the idea of manipulation and lack coming through, I feel like there is this sense of that being something that was happening, that like, mm-mm, mm-mm, you know, like that's not okay. there's something about it, something about this truth that I feel like you are coming into an understanding about. That, I mean, the Queen of Cups, I do think that for some of my Scorpios, like this is a relationship, and there's an offering being made to you that feels like it allows for healthy love. Or maybe it's somebody who you feel like this is a person who I can love in a healthy way. Right? Because it makes a difference. I don't know. I just feel like whatever it is, it just like it feels healthy. And that's so wonderful. Okay. Scorpios. Queen of Cups again. And the moon. Okay. Scorps. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there is just this idea of an end. I feel like this is that breaking out of that mask, though, you know? Because I feel relieved. Do you ever just, I don't know, it almost feels like a point of conflict. That's just like, I don't know if it's internal or if it's with another person. I think it'll depend on my Scorpios. But part of the reason you haven't been able to break through that final layer, I think, is because you haven't really seen yourself in that way. And part of what's changing, I think, when after you endure this period of isolation, is the way that you see yourself. I feel like you just feel like you're practicing self-respect. Because if I don't respect myself, then I'm going to not take care of myself. If I don't have any self-respect, then I'll, sit around and wait for somebody else to do it for me. And then I'll disrespect them because I don't even respect myself. I don't even respect myself enough to do it for myself. You know what I mean? And I feel like there was like this, like you need to prove to yourself that you do respect yourself enough to do it for yourself. And you need to see yourself differently. And I think that's part of the process that you're undergoing or that you've undergone. I don't know where you're at in the energy again, like these are general reads and they are timeless. But I think that when this identity breaks away, I think you feel like you're ready because you've been working on what? You've been working on your jokes. You've been working on yourself. You've been, working out and going to work and saving money and doing all of these things, right? I just feel like there's this sense of like, no, I've been doing the work. That's why I'm ready to go and do this now. I've been trusting the process, knowing that on the other side of all of this, there was healing just waiting to happen. Understanding, wisdom, abundance. I just feel like there's so much. There's so much. And it's so good. And really what needed to happen was you needed to break through that final layer of your own sense of identity. The way that you see yourself. Because if you don't see yourself in a positive light, can you really expect other people to do that for you? You know? Ha! Scorpios, I love that. You got the the Queen of Cups again. Queen of Cups, Queen of Cups, Queen of Cups. I mean, this is just emotional abundance, emotional fulfillment. I love this Queen of the Cups. She's my favorite because she's like, drink of this if you dare. You know, I mean, there's just this idea of like, this is healthy. This is like, this is random. So I haven't touched my social media in forever because I just felt like I was overpowered and frustrated and also conscious of the fact that I don't always know the time frame of things, quite frankly. And I felt like it was a joke. I felt like it was just something that people were mocking, you know, and I stepped away from it. And I don't know. I pop back in every now and then, but I know what I want it to be, and I feel like the energy has to be right for it. But there was a card pull that I did. I spent so long talking about that I forgot what it was. Well, shit. Never mind. Oh, it was a castle. That was the picture. It was a it was like a castle, and it was the idea of drinking of a cup, like a quest for the cup, to drink of the cup. And like I feel like being offered the opportunity to drink of this cup. I don't know if you're the one doing the offering or if you're being offered. I think it'll vary for my Scorpios, but there is very much this sense of diving into a healthy sense of love. And I think part of that is because you went your own way and you worked on yourself. And you earned your own sense of respect. I earned my own respect. I respect me. You know what I mean? And I feel like when you earn your own respect, you break through that final layer. When you break through that final layer, the work that you put into it shows. It shows. I think it shows financially. I think it shows physically, emotionally, spiritually, socially. I just feel like you're glowing. It's just taking a minute to get there. But your biggest hurdle right now, I feel like, is just this idea of like breaking out of this final layer, and that final layer is coming through as that sense of identity of self, you know, like self-respect. Um, but I think you're doing the damn things. You've been doing the damn things. You're gonna do the damn things wherever it is that you are in this energy. You know, good things are happening. The Father in the River. Well, this is just kind of the idea of FOMO and being lifted up on a pedestal and being dropped flat on your face. And I think the opportunities that you feel like you miss out on when you don't have that final layer broken through. I don't know, because I don't like, there's just this sense of like, you felt like you were doing really great, and then you felt like you were doing really bad, and then you felt like you were missing out. And you were like, no, 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 that's not what's happening here. You know, this is not me missing out. This is me trusting the process and coming out on top. bitches. Scorpio. I love you guys. If this does resonate for you, please do give me a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for spending some time with me and sharing your energy with me. And if this does resonate, please do give me a like, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye.